Man, what's the deal, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all having a great week. I know I am. I got a whole slew of new videos up on deck, ready to get into it. But if this is your first time, I'd like to say welcome. If you've been here before, you already know what we got to do. But for those who don't know, I like to go to TikTok and find some of those crazy conspiracy TikTok videos. And we like to sit here and just come up to a decision whether we're gonna kiss it or dismiss it.
Stop the cap.
You know, I'm talking about you and me are gonna make those decisions. So put your comments down below and let's get started.
All right, everyone. So today we're going full conspiracy theory mode, but got to be careful these days. So let's just say this deep dive is purely for entertainment. You know how it is.
Right, we're diving into some controversial territory, the 9/11 attacks.
Exactly. All the stuff they don't want you to think about, but hey, we like to ask questions, right?
Absolutely.
So let's start with a quick recap. The official narrative, the one we've all heard a million times.
Here we go.
September 11th, 2001 starts like any other day.
Yep.
But then terror strikes 4 planes hijacked by 19 men associated with Al-Qaeda crash into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field in Pennsylvania. The official death toll, nearly 3,000 people.
Okay, so far so familiar, but
yes,
this whole thing with the 19 hijackers, is that as straightforward as it seems?
Well, that's where things start to get a bit murky. Some argue the details about these 19 individuals are riddled with inconsistencies. For example, some sources present evidence that some of them were still alive and well after 9/11.
Seriously?
Ooh.
And then there's the whole visa situation.
Jesus.
Yep.
Fill me in.
15 of these 19 alleged hijackers were granted U.S. visas despite some pretty alarming red flags in their applications. We're talking potential terrorist ties, folks. Exactly the kind of thing you'd expect to slip through the cracks, right?
Suspicious to say the least. Okay, so if there are questions about the who, what about the how? The collapse of the Twin Towers was devastating, but then there's this whole other building. What was it? Building 7?
Ah, yes, World Trade Center 7, a 47-story skyscraper that wasn't even directly hit by a plane on 9/11, yet it still completely collapsed. And not just any collapse, we're talking straight down into its own footprint, like a controlled demolition.
Wait, you're saying they're claiming explosives were planted in Building 7? Who would even... Why?
Hold your horses, we'll get to those questions. But first, let's talk motive.
All right. Here we
Some
go.
theories point towards potential financial benefits for certain parties as a result of the 9/11 attacks.
Okay, let's unpack this. What kind of financial benefit are we talking about?
Think about it. The chaos of that day sent shockwaves through the stock market, and some people seem to know exactly what was coming. We're talking massive put options on airlines, specifically United and American Airlines, right before the attacks.
So someone knew those planes were going down and bet big on it. That's cold.
And it doesn't stop there. Similar suspicious trading activity was observed for companies with offices in the World Trade Center, companies that obviously suffered huge losses once the towers fell. This wasn't just blind luck, my friend. Someone somewhere made a killing.
Yeah, it makes you wonder who's controlling the narrative here. Because if you even dared to raise an eyebrow at the official story back then.
Yeah, let's just say the mainstream media wasn't exactly welcoming to dissenting voices.
Really?
Journalists, academics, even some government officials.
Wow.
Sounds
Expressed
familiar.
even a sliver of skepticism were quickly silenced, ridiculed, branded as conspiracy theorists.
Their
Hold
voices
it.
effectively erased from the conversation.
Exactly. And then there was the 9/11 Commission, which was supposed to be this beacon of truth, right? Tasked with getting to the bottom of everything.
Right, but it wasn't as independent as everyone hoped.
Let's just say the Commission's hands were tied. Underfunded, limited in scope, and heavily influenced by the Bush administration, their final report left a lot to be desired.
And I seem to recall even a U.S. senator who served on the commission had some choice words about it.
Oh, absolutely. Senator Max Cleland didn't mince words.
What do you say?
He flat out called the commission a scam and resigned in protest. He felt it was intentionally set up to fail, never truly meant to uncover the full truth.
So you're telling me not only were there potential inconsistencies surrounding the hijackers, the collapse of Building 7, and suspicious trading activity, but the commission tasked with investigating all of this was compromised from the start. It almost makes you wonder, were the events of 9/11 exploited to push forward agendas that were already in motion?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it leads us down a path exploring what some call the aftermath, because 9/11 had implications far beyond that one day.
All right, the ripple effect was huge. I mean,
Yep.
the world changed overnight.
Think about it, the invasion of Afghanistan, the Patriot Act, the creation of the Department of Homeland Security, the entire war on terror. Were these pre-existing agendas just waiting for the right moment to be unleashed?
It's like 9/11 was the catalyst, the justification for it all.
And that's what's really unsettling for some. Did these events serve the interests of those already in power? Did certain groups benefit from the chaos and fear that followed?
Benefit? But how can anyone benefit from something as horrific as 9/11? Explain that one.
Follow the money, my friend. Look at the companies that profited from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Defense contractors, security firms, the surveillance industry, their profits skyrocketed. And then there are the politicians who rode the wave of fear and paranoia straight into office.
So you're saying there's a whole system that thrives on fear and chaos?
Some people believe that, yes. It's a system where tragedy can be exploited for profit and power.
Okay, this is getting pretty heavy. We're talking about a potential web of lies, manipulation, and hidden agendas on a massive scale.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what to believe anymore.
And that's precisely why we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because questioning the official narrative, even when it feels uncomfortable, is crucial.
But if the official narrative is flawed, if there's more to the story, what are some of the alternative explanations people are suggesting?
Well, there are theories out there that suggest 9/11 wasn't just a terrorist attack, but like a meticulously planned operation with players working behind the scenes.
Okay, you got to give me something here. What kind of players are we talking about?
Some people believe that elements within the US government or even a foreign intelligence agency were involved in orchestrating the attacks.
Hold on, are we talking about an inside job here?
That's precisely what some people are suggesting. They point to what they call the intelligence failures leading up to 9/11, that suspicious trading activity we discussed, the way Building 7 fell, and how the attacks were used to justify wars and policies that benefited certain powerful groups.
So this theory suggests that the very people entrusted with protecting us from an attack like this might have been complicit in it. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It certainly is, but it's a theory that has gained traction over the years, and there's another perspective even more unsettling for some.
Go on, I think my tinfoil hat is securely fastened.
This theory proposes that the US government knew about the attacks beforehand, but allowed them to happen to have a reason to go to war in the Middle East.
You're saying they let it happen on purpose to have a pretext for war?
That's the crux of this theory, controversial as it may be. Proponents argue that the Bush administration was looking for any excuse to invade Iraq, and 9/11 provided the perfect opportunity, tragically. They highlight the administration's push for regime change in Iraq long before 9/11, and how warnings about a potential attack on US soil were seemingly ignored.
It's like something out of a movie, except this is real life we're talking about with real consequences.
Exactly, and while these are just theories, they highlight a fundamental question. Who benefits from chaos? Who profits from fear and uncertainty? These are questions worth pondering.
It's a lot to process, honestly. We've gone from questioning the official narrative to exploring theories, suggesting a deeper, more sinister plot.
And that's the thing about digging into events like 9/11. It's about asking tough questions, challenging assumptions, and always following the trail of information wherever it may lead.
So where does someone even begin if they want to delve deeper into this?
Well, the internet can be your friend, but it's also a minefield of misinformation. Look for documentaries, books, and articles from reputable sources that present a balanced view.
And don't believe everything you read, right? Critical thinking is key here.
Absolutely. Compare different perspectives. Be wary of biases, and don't be afraid to question everything. Look for evidence, corroborate information, and form your own conclusions based on your research.
It's like you said earlier, follow the trail wherever it may lead. Well, this has been a real eye-opener. It's amazing how much there still is to uncover, even after all these
That's deep.
And that's the beauty of seeking truth. It's a journey, not a destination. It's about continually challenging what we think we know and being open to new information and perspectives, even if they make us uncomfortable.
This deep dive has certainly given us a lot to think about. Remember, everyone, these are just theories, different interpretations of events. What you believe is ultimately up to you.
It is.
But never
I'm going to leave
to
y'all
ask
with
questions and seek your own truth. Until next time, stay curious.
What the?
Our first Thanksgiving since Homer passed away.
More turkey, please.
Thank God we still have his hologram.
All right, everyone, get out your remembrance candles.
Started on a cold November day, back when you could actually see snow outside.
So did you know that the Sahara Desert finally flooded, and the prophecy in the Bible about the flood in Sahara is getting true?
No way.
So Sahara Desert flooded recently, and the meteorologist said that this was an extratropical storm that they haven't seen in like 50 years. And you know why it's going to affect the Sahara now? Because now since it's flooded and there's water around, there's moisture, there's going to be more moisture, it's going to affect the climate, and it changed all the animals there. Yeah, it changed all the animals and stuff like that. So like what the Bible says, there's a prophecy. It says, I will open rivers on the barren heights and fountains in the middle of the valleys. I will turn the desert into a pool of water and the dry land into flowing springs. Yeah, and it just happened. Sahara Desert has been drought for like some years, because that's a desert. And the Bible's prophecy made it flooded. So do you think all the Diddy stuff, all the hurricane stuff is just a distraction? That's the real conspiracies going on. I feel like there's never a way to
I
do
ain't
it,
heard
but
nothing
I think
about
you
that.
can know something's a distraction when it's played too much in front of you. It's really crazy.
Stop the cap.
Okay, I need to talk to everyone really quick because this is important. Main points: the pyramids and Nikola Tesla's unfinished work on frequency, free energy, and oscillations, right? I've seen Nikola Tesla's work covered up more than anyone in human history, and it's a shame for what other companies and other inventors have taken credit for his work over the years, but no more. The understanding Nikola Tesla had about the pyramids is some of the best theories I've seen, more than any other scientific group or theorists have been able to explain why the pyramids were so important back then for not only their society, but for the world and shared energy that was free, and for the advancement of humanity. Companies are going to try to hide this because it's a billion-dollar industry to charge people a ton of money to buy electricity. When in reality, using frequencies of water in the earth, it is theorized that pyramids can create an unlimited supply of energy to be used by people for building things, for communicating, and for changing literally the frequency of matter itself. I think Nikola Tesla was so fascinated by the pyramids because of what they were able to do in regards to energy and communication, and he was emulating a lot of those with his creations and his inventions. You can even look up Nikola Tesla's opposed earthquake machine, where it was theorized that he
could take a look at that.
Create oscillations powerful enough to shake entire buildings.
I think that's
if we get together and research this and put our noggins together without being told this is impossible, or having stopgaps like that, I think we can create a free energy device that'll change the world to where we can stop paying for electricity and get the earth back on the right track, where we are not living in scarcity and we are not living in fear. If you felt led about this in any way, message me, comment down below.
I believe a lot of
because
things.
I think we're onto something here.
I'm
all
with
of
it,
us.
'cause I know Tesla, they do hide his
Stay safe
stuff,
and stay
so
savage. There's
I
gonna
had
be
to
a
do
part 2
more,
coming
but
soon.
We all may like to about the truth behind the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I'm about to tell you exactly what the fuck be going on at that time.
oh Lord.
Let's get into it. Basically, during this time, the veil between our realm and the other higher realms of existence is thinnest at this point, right? Everybody's been told that. But did you know that at this point in your time, if you get woken up, it's called the ambrosial hour. And it's actually a huge energetic boost for all of us, that naturally we wake up during the night. Sometimes when our soul, aka our higher self, wants us to use this energy to be in the creator mode of this reality. So if you ever played Minecraft, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's actually a great time for you to be in the purgatory. You're not dead, you're not alive, but you're on the other side. Because did you not know, friend, that everything that we're doing is a dream right now? Yes! Even when we go to sleep, we think we're sleeping. We're not sleeping. We're actually just back in our original state of nothingness. And we're without a body, so we're without having a human experience. And we are just experiencing life without this vessel.
Okay.
And that's what happens when we're asleep. But when we wake up during those times, we are still in that state because your brain is the map and the gateway to consciousness.
So
And cut. That's it. That's where we at. I hope y'all enjoyed them. Those videos was crazy, right? Unbelievable. TikTok is just undefeated, man. I just can't believe how much content is on there. But let me know what y'all kissing, what y'all dismissing, or if y'all like what I kissed or dismissed. But before you go, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hang out with your boy, throw some comments down below. Let me know what your perspective is on what we just got through watching. Until next week, I'll be seeing you then. Y'all stay safe. Peace.